Okay. We'll wait till a few people join in and we'll get started. Hello, everybody. So the purpose of this episode is I'm going to be starting something called Quarterback Mondays. I think that's a good title. We'll see. But this is going to be a good way for me to address, usually one video will get like 10, 15, 20, 50 of the same style comments. So instead of addressing everyone one by one, I figured it'd be cool to make a video and address that all. Consider like a breakdown, a live breakdown of the previous week's videos. See if I can't see the comments yet. Okay, sweet. I already got some people in. Still odd how I can't see the comments in real time, but so for you guys just tuning in, what I'm going to be doing is a live breakdown for you guys to be asking questions on the previous week's videos. So ask away, and I am yours for the next half an hour. There we go. Live chat up and running. What is up, everyone? What is on everyone's mind? What did everyone think of the melons video? Yeah, I know. That never gets old. How long has Beppes been a company? We've been incorporated since 1992, but before that, we've been in business since the late 70s when my grandpa started it. Arizona in the house. How many big rigs does Beppes have? Oof, that's a good question. We have about close to 101 trucks total, but a handful of those are equipment, trailers, small trucks. In terms of big rigs, we probably have like 30 something. Did the food spoil as it sat? I don't know. They're melons, so I don't think so. They weren't in the heat long, but they still got destroyed anyways. So yeah, all those melons gone to waste, unfortunately, out of our control. We did start prepping my trailer because we brought my trailer in to load everything there, thinking we were going to deliver it. But then they made the call that no, it's food grade, it has to be destroyed. Did you smash chicks on that couch? Besides your mother? No, she's the only one. Hi Josh, hello, Jabo. All bad. How old am I? Ooh, how old am I? That's a good one. How old do I look? I feel incredibly old at my age, but I'm curious what you guys think. Did Beppes start in Riverside? No, the opposite. It was always Los Angeles. My uncle in the mid-early 90s branched out to the Inland Empire and built that empire over there. So now he's got all of Inland Empire, Riverside, Ontario, Moreno Valley, but it originated here in LA. It can get crazy too. How many different offices? We have maybe 11 or 12 offices. I manage 4 over here in Los Angeles, East LA, La Puente / City of Industry, and then the Wilmington yard. And then we got yards in Fontana, Colton, Rialto, Moreno Valley, Pomona, Ontario, Colton. I might have skipped something. Do we service Ventura County? We do not, but we go up there a lot for our accounts. Like Conoco Oil, for example, we were just there. Dispatch Wrecker, which is Ryder. A lot of accounts actually have yards up in Ventura, so we go there when our customers need to get towed up there. But it's not our regular area, like for police rotation. Howdy from Iowa, back at you from LA. I wouldn't buy bruised fruit at full price, so I could see this one then. It's not necessarily that they're bruised, because they're not all going to be bruised. It's just our regulations for everything are strict. You know, you get a little bit of diesel in the dirt, it's contaminated. The same goes for food. Once it's flipped over and exposed to the elements out of the reefer, they consider it contaminated. Because if one person sues or gets hurt or has some kind of illness from it, it's just bad, so they destroy it, period. I personally would like to see it go to use, you know, like take it to a food bank, a homeless shelter. They're not going to care about, you know, bruised fruit. Any ice confrontations with Beppes? Negative. I mean, LA's 500 square miles. You know, we're like pretty much a small country over here. So despite what's on the news and how it seems like it's everywhere, it's really not. The parts that they are targeting are easy to avoid, and even then, I mean, in order to work here, you need to be on CHP rotation, TWIC card, hazmat, all that stuff. It's rigorous, so you have to be like super legal, if that makes sense. Get the ceiling fixed yet? Ah, the ceiling. What you're referencing is this. And you know what? I keep telling myself I want to get that ceiling fixed. For you guys aren't in the know, the reason I have a hole in my ceiling, let me just put it back, is my cousin was up on the roof with MacGyver doing some stuff like moving out boxes, and instead of walking on the wood foundation part, he went right through the roof. So he fell through that hole, and I never got. In fact, I should just leave it there. Every time I look at it, I laugh. 34. Close. I'm 36. Just turned in June 21st. 36 years young. Melissa Sanchez. Hello. I found a couple hours later, Gangster Buddies up at Fox 11. What's the most expensive? The most expensive invoice we've ever had since I've been working here, probably low 40s, low 40,000s, but that's completely rare. Like, that's a one-off. And then invoices in the 30,000s, I can probably count on one hand how many invoices I've seen totaling over 30. Even to reach 20,000 is incredibly rare. Most of them are under 10,000. We just work so fast. So despite seeing multiple trucks on scene, I mean, what's cheaper? 2 rotators and a heavy wrecker, and we finish a rollover in 1 hour, or 2 wreckers struggling for 8 hours, you don't want to roll over. 42? Damn, you guys are doing me no justice. And I shaved and got a haircut too. But yeah, 36. Are your people legal immigrants? Question has been answered. Hulk 2.0, great question. So there's a Tennessee Tow Show coming up in October. It's a really, really big one. And it's right by the Miller factory. I will be going to check on the progress of Hulk 2.0. 2.0. So, man, with delays and everything, we get everything custom. Nothing's Miller spec. So it takes a long time. But if it's not here by the end of the year, I will throw a fit. And also, then that means it should be here by the beginning of 2026. But we are now in the middle of August, so within 3 months is the goal. The Hulk 2.0 gets here. I grew up in Boyle Heights. I've seen the truck. Oh, a native. What's up, man? What part of Boyle Heights? Who drives a 39P with the DTU? Are you talking about my trucks? That would be Eddie in Unit 21, the 4-axle DTU Pete. It's a DTU, but it's permanently affixed. You can't take off the DTU portion. That's Unit 21, and we call it the Beast. Melissa Arevalo, nice haircut. Thank you. How much do you make per month? From Pepe's or from YouTube? From Pepe's, it depends, because, I mean, it's a family business, so it's... Oh, there we go, comments are disappearing. It could range anywhere from, like, times up by that, around 6 G's a month or so. My God, these comments are coming in like crazy. You better get back to work, Melissa. They're going to fire you. Greetings from Texas. Greetings from Canada. How's the weather in Canada right now? Oh, I like this one. Where did Jeffrey come from? Jeffrey was on a big job I did with Alex with this excavator, completely dead, stuck up on a landfill. I just found him. It was in the landfill. I seen a head sticking out. I was like, what the heck is that? I ended up keeping him and putting him in the truck, so Jeffrey's now the supervisor. Unfortunately, we are not hiring, but we are always taking applications. Fergatron. Good question. The melon trailer came so close to the rotator at one point during the lift. Were you guys worried while doing it? No. We do that a lot. I learned that from my dad, actually. So when you get these rollovers on one-lane roads and you have the rotators that work off the side, it's going to come over to your truck unless you do what everyone else does, where you back up to each end, you'll split the tractor from the trailer, pull the tractor out, flip it, then back up to the trailer, flip it that way, make sure it's empty first. That takes hours upon hours. We do things like that. We're just efficient and we're good enough to do it without doing that. So what you do is as the container's coming over, you just put more tension on it and kind of push it out at the same time and then drop it. That worked really hard on the trailer because it was loaded, but once it's upright and most of the weight's on the floor, it's easy to do. So I included that footage on purpose to show you guys from Alex's view on the Pocket 3 how close it got. And then again, when it cuts to the drone, you'll see it's moved over like a good 1.5 feet enough to where Alex can walk through and open the door. But that's not something I would recommend. It's a really advanced maneuver. It's just something we do a lot out of necessity, you know, because of the locations we get these jobs in. Local fire department rescues, do we do them or purely tows? They have their own rotators, but they will call us. They're not supposed to do jobs like car fishing or regular recoveries, only when human lives are like, you know, in danger or when a building's about to collapse. It's pretty rare, but no, we do work with them. I posted a few videos. We do not service Mojave. Again, to those questions, it's mainly Los Angeles, you know, whole area in the Inland Empire. Anything out of those areas, we'll go. Like, we just went to Fresno, Santa Maria, Sacramento. We'll go there for accounts if you need a tow. So basically, if you break down wherever you need to get towed to, we will take it there. Will y'all go live or call? You know what? I tried to go live on a call once, but it's very difficult. The answer is yes, I want to. Because if I carry this, it has to be connected. Well, I don't have my laptop in my truck, but if you do it on the phone, and you get a phone call or something, it interrupts the live. So unless I get like, I bring my MacBook or my iPad with me with the Wi-Fi hotspot, but even then the Wi-Fi is not good enough for a good connection. But yes, I do want to go live on calls in the future. What happened to my earplugs? Oh, nothing happened. I still have the holes. It's just I have little babies and my little kids like to grab my face and ears and take them out constantly, so I just kept them out. Am I getting more tattoos? Actually, yes. What do you guys think? I have a full horror sleeve right here. And I want a Greek mythology sleeve right here. My son's name is Ares. So I want like the God of War theme. What do you think? Cool or not? Time to go belong, my boy. I don't know about that, man. I like a little short buzz. What do you think about the 00 fade? My barber's pretty good, though. Do any of your employees have any equity in the company? It's a unique question. No. We're not a publicly traded company. It's funny to call it a small family company. That's how it feels like it's ran. Because it's just, you know, my uncle, my dad, and then myself. You and I share birthdays. June 21st? Happy late birthday. Can I give all the food from the turnover trucks to the homeless people? No, because it's not mine. It's not my call. I can't show up and say, hey, I can't take anything from the trucks. Do you have any days off? Mike Rhodes, it feels like I don't. I got 3 jobs in one almost. Besides doing this full time all day, you work 12s. Then it's YouTube. My channel's this size where it's like a full-time job. A lot of people who have YouTube as a full-time job don't even have a channel as large as mine. And then being a dad, job number 3. How many tons? It's a Hulk 2.0 is a 50 ton. It's identical to my truck right now, but it's gonna have the dual H-beam platform and the HHU underlift. Looks like they have a straight truck. AV Tech guy, I'm glad you mentioned that. A lot of people think that we milk stuff, but in my opinion, no one's as fast and efficient, right? So he just mentioned that there was a semi-crash on the Grapevine this morning at 5 a.m. No, on the 5, and they had 1 truck and 1 rotator, and it's still going on, and it's been like 9 hours. You know, Alex and I, or Dave and my dad, would have had that up in 1-2. We posted one of our more popular ones, a loaded tractor trailer with medical supplies, 75 feet down an embankment. We brought it up, loaded, and then barrel rolled it together over the guardrail, right? That company you're talking about that's working that job right now, they ripped it. Alex sent me pictures from that app, Citizens app. They tore the trailer off the floor. The company's called Velocity. Just goes to show you it's not as easy as buying a rotator and doing what we do. Again, for the food question, that's not my call. I don't own the load. If I tow your car, I can't decide what I take from your car. It's the same thing with the trailer. First, the government gets involved in those rules. Now, am I against that? Of course. I would give it to the homeless. If it was up to me, we would pull that trailer to Skid Row, and hand out thousands of melons to everyone, but I can't make that call. 4th and Evergreen and Boyle Heights. Bro, I could run there in 10 minutes. That's down the street. How's my dad doing? My dad's going to be in a video I got coming out next week. He's doing great. People ask about him a lot in these videos, but you got to figure he's the boss. He only goes out when it's absolutely necessary. Do you watch videos, bro? CHP won't allow it. I'm not sure what you mean by that. The safest angle a rotator can be at for a lift, off the back, 30 degrees. That's what they put in the manual. But there's no such thing as the safest angle. It doesn't make sense, because if you're trying to lift something 40,000 pounds and it's a certain height, maybe 30 degrees isn't the safest. What are you drinking? What am I drinking? Wrong answers only. What do you think? Hulk 2.0 will not have any extra axles. I'm telling you, it's the same as Hulk now. It's going to be identical side to side, toolboxes, everything. Except I have a sleeper, and it's on the new Peterbilt chassis instead of the 389. And the underlift is different. This guy Bob is an idiot. No name, no need for name calls. I feel like Bob is live is himself posting from Skid Row now that he didn't get melons. My dad is 50 feet in his office. I can show you him right now, but you'll probably yell at me. Are you and Alex related? We are not. As obvious by the lack of mustache genetics that I do not have. No, Hulk 2.0 will not have a sliding boom assembly. You won't see any truck with that in California for a reason. Weight issues. These trucks are, Hulk itself is almost 70,000. Big Flipper's over 72, which is why it has no underlift. An underlift will push it over that. You wouldn't be able to get a purple permit. Okay, someone do me a favor and Uber Eats Bob. This guy's starving right now. Is Peppa's the official rotator toe of the Los Angeles Dodgers? I wasn't aware that baseball teams have their own official tow trucks, but no. How often do we have to replace slings, shackles, and cables? All good questions. All good questions. Realistically, never. If you stay within your working load limits. You see, Alex and I are always doing math on the fly to double things up, and that's why when I talk on my videos, people say I talk a lot, but I like to mention weights and what things are rated at. But if everything's always within its working load limit, you never really have to replace them. There are situations when the sling will come in contact, and it's not easy to just eyeball something and deem a sling unsafe. But we have no problem just hitting up Bailey's and ordering more stuff. When did Alex join Pepez? Did you know Alex has set up Pepez? He joined, I want to say going on 2 years now. He used to work at a local company called Titan Tow that we used to be cool with. And he wasn't seeing any growth there. So he wanted to step up, and he would come here on his days off to train. Ended up loving it here so much and stayed, never looked back. Uprighting rollovers must have been a real pain before rotators were invented. Oh yeah, like anything goes in any industry. It was possible. My dad used to do it all the time. Can it be done, like this, super efficient? No. What you would do is you just take your time. You need a lot more snatch blocks. Take up lanes if necessary that rotators wouldn't need to take up, and do things like if you have a tractor trailer, you have to split it. You would tackle them. Instead of one big job, make it 2-3 smaller jobs. Did we replace the kamikaze drone? Alex fixed it. He was able to take it apart and get it working again, but I think we're going to be getting them the new Mavic 4 that just came out. But now there's issues of DJI not being sold in the US and all that foreign BS. We'll see though, because in my opinion, DJI makes the best equipment. Better microphone. Well, I wish I could show you, but this is all right now on an iPad. So I just decided to do a live on the whim, thinking you guys would want to talk about my recent videos, but you guys are flooding me with tons of good questions. But yes, if I go live and if I make this a regular Monday thing where you guys just ask me questions, whatever it is, I think I could invest in like one of those streamer microphones or something. The company started in 1978 and we were incorporated in 1992. Greetings from Germany. I would love to go to Germany one day. I've been to Austria for a music festival. Camel and Crooked had their own event out there, and I would love to do Germany one day. Yes, Hulk 2.0 will have towing capability. Thank you, Bob, for the non-melon question this time. Well, that's a good one. From Brian, when this channel was started, did you expect it to become this big? Yes and no. When you start something like this, pretty much any hobby that anyone has, I'm sure you want to, be the best at it, right? But at the same time, it was new to me, and it was just a crappy GoPro 5 or something on my chest, and using Windows Movie Maker to upload stuff. It caught quick. I self-taught myself. I listened to all the comments saying that the video sucks, or this sucks, do this, do that, perfected it. Now I know more or less what most of the audience likes, and I'm at 233,000 right now. I don't really beg for likes or subscriptions. I don't do that on every video. I'm sure I'd be a lot higher if I did, but I'm very happy with the organic growth. Do we have slow periods occasionally? Yeah, like any industry. Some days, like today's pretty slow. We've only had, I want to say, like maybe 10 calls since the morning. Other times it'll be like every truck is out nonstop until the night. Zero plans to get the M100. Not that I wouldn't like to. I'm sure it's a great truck. It's just illegal in California, weight-wise. Let's see. Where's Alex with the gang shit tattoos? Alex. His daughter, Jade, Zoe. Real gangster. Feed him, vato, huh? Apple juice. Close. This is the Monster. I know they're bad for you, but whatever. Do you watch Highway from Hell? I've seen a lot of episodes. I mean, I obviously have to, being in the industry. But a little secret, I'm not a fan of those shows. Like any show on those History Channel style shows, they're added drama. You ever notice that every time they're on scene, they're always like, oh, we better close our eyes and hope something doesn't break. It should never be like that. You ever notice Alex and I show up on scene and we're just so calm and like, that's it, and just get the job done? There should be no drama like that, because that just shows that you don't know what you're doing. Those guys do a great job though, and I know the networks are the ones that get involved and add the drama, but I'm not a fan of that drama-induced stuff. Do you ever get pressure from CHP to clear an accident? CHP is the California Highway Patrol. A ton, yeah. You'll notice in almost all my videos, by the time we get there, they just go to their car and they're never on scene present. But you do get times like, hey man, how much longer is this going to take? Like, bro, I just showed up on scene, but I get that. California has some of the worst traffic in the world. So we do our best to clear those lanes. My wife loves your channel. Thanks, Mike. What's your wife's name? Tell her Josh says what's up. Do it. Go say what's up to your dad. Should I? Should I go say live to my dad right now? You know what? Screw it. I guarantee you he's going to call me stupid or something. This is what we call him, the shredder, by the way. Let's switch the camera, though. Oh, snaps. Look at that. But we will be... I feel like Bam Margera. You guys ever seen that show when he used to go punk his dad and get yelled at all the time? Those are Dave's cats, by the way. Hello.
What are you doing? Hello.
Damn, Alex bombed.
Alex prepared tuna salad for you.
Oh yeah, Alex is the chef. I'm going on YouTube Live, and a lot of comments are actually asking about you. You know how you always say that they ask about me? So...
I don't like it.
Okay.
It's diabolical.
There's nothing diabolical. They just want to say hi. My fans love you.
Say hi, babe.
Hi, babe.
What did I tell you? I'm lucky I didn't get called stupid. Up to no good. Get out of here. Well, that was fun. So while I did that, I'm sure I got 100 comments, so can I get a shout out from me? Shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Oh man. Oh yeah, I'm scrolling up. There's way too many comments to catch up, guys. I'm sorry. Let's start from here. You said a video on a while ago you can't have synthetic winch cable on PD rotation. What is the reason? I don't know. So every year when you sign up for the California Highway Patrol, there's what's called a TSA that you agree to. It's called the Terms of Service and Agreement, obviously. And there's a ton of stuff, you know, to be required for rotation, and one of them is specifically that your main lines cannot be synthetic. I get it. I think it's because a lot of people are careless. People break chain and real wire rope all the time. So imagine if synthetic is out there. Not everyone is as careful with their synthetics as us, but I would love that. Did you go to college for what you do, or is it a family trade? No, it's all family trade. In fact, my dad never wanted me in this business, period. I went to college to be an attorney. I got my paralegal bachelor. I was at a law office for a few years. And over time, this won over. It's just the passion I have. I couldn't escape it. Who's going to take over the original Hulk? Some lucky buyer. We're planning on selling it. The EPA and CARB have not dismissed from all petroleum vehicle emissions. That's false. In fact, they're going to move it up from 2 inspections a year to 4. So I don't think they're getting rid of that anytime soon. We need rollback action. Yazin Mendez, you say that, but those videos won't translate well. I've tried to post like a couple of rollback light duty videos. They just tank. It's just not something my audience likes, unfortunately. Why do you guys always wear shorts? Personal preference? I mean, like right now it's probably like 90 degrees outside. It's hot out there. What do you determine to upright containers via barrel versus the wheels? So Ricky, I'm guessing you're asking is when we get to a container rollover, what makes us want to do one method over the other? Space is one key one. So if you're on a 1-lane highway, you know, you got a barrier on each side and you pull up right next to a container, you don't have room to upright it and push it away, right? So the easiest way is to upright it where it is and then like that, you know, do a barrel roll in midair. Hey Josh, how's the new boss? As in my boy? Oof, man. You wouldn't believe how much character a newborn can have. Sidekick Hector. Hector's stationed at the Wilmington Yard. That's his permanent base in Wilmington. That's why when we have jobs like in the ports, Long Beach, where all the ports are, Hector's usually there on scene. Remember to like the like. Do you guys do jobs with 10 West Towing? Together? Very rarely. I've done a few. I've been to Katie's yard up there a handful of times. That hazmat truck that was in the Melon video, 10 West built it for us. He's the one that outfitted it like that. He's got a huge hazmat program and tried to show me the ropes. But they're too far away from us to really work together. But we do a lot of their tows. So because they're up north, like by Bakersfield, when they have something in my neck of the woods, we'll run their tows. Are you putting the camera on the head of your truck? Negative. What's your longest call? Is it on video? I gotta think about that one. I think it's a cement mixer that went into a house. That one was the longest one just because of all the sticky tape. You're on standby for so long, waiting for everyone to tell you, okay, it's safe. We had to pull it out of the house. It was on a small one-way street with cars on each side. We had to do a recovery tow. My dad was the star of that one, actually. That was his idea on how to get the mixer out. That was maybe a 12-hour job. Will Dave start recording calls? He does. He has a GoPro, but it's a very old GoPro. And he did 2 jobs that I wish came out good, but his memory card got corrupted. Like he did one where a car went over an apartment thing into a pool, and another one where a car overturned and it was on top of a fire hydrant on its side. You know, like this passenger window like that they had to lift up and flip it. But Dave's learning. He's got a drone out too, so hopefully, yes, we'll start getting day vision more often. Shredder. I think Dave doesn't like the camera. Dave's just quiet. He's not as blah 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 like Josh. Hello from Australia. Another one from the land down under. You know, fun fact, I had some fans from Australia come by about a month or so ago. It happens quite often, actually. People that are vacationing, visiting LA, for whatever reason, they want to visit Pepe's and see the trucks and meet us and stuff, which I think is crazy cool. Have you considered a Jordan rotator? Have I considered a Jordan rotator? I've considered it for one reason. My buddy Sean Van Lingen, who owns Van Lingen Towing, is heavy into that. And I know that guy does miracles too. If I ever had competition here locally, I would say it's them. That guy, I would consider almost like a mentor, where I'll ask him questions and he's taught me a lot. And because he has so much faith in that platform, it got me thinking, about a Jordan rotator. But we're very loyal to Miller. We've always been Team Miller. And realistically, look what I've done with my truck. Lifting 75,000 pounds off the side with the 50-ton rotator, something I've never seen done before. So I've never had any issue to jump ship. And we're pretty happy with Miller as it is. But I wouldn't mind. Like if someone just gifted me and say, hey bro, I just bought you a Jordan rotator, I'd be pretty happy. No one's going to take over the original Hulk, as I mentioned before. We plan on selling it. We just don't have the room. We have a ton of heavies. And here, everyone has their own assigned truck. So it would just be like an extra truck. And my new truck is going to take that spot. Father has shunned us. Welcome to my life, bro. It looks pissed. He shredded us. That's why we call him the Shredder. Alex and I would just sometimes he'll be like, let's go mess with your dad. We'll just step into his office and he'll just look at us and be like, you guys are a pair of idiots. What do you want? Get out of here. Alex with the little volleyball shorts. Say that to his face and see what happens. Waco, Texas. Oof. What's up, Waco, Texas? Jeez, Bob, that's a big Jethro for salad. That's a good one. Rigo Berto, what's up, bro? This is your second shout out now. Greetings from Pennsylvania. What's up, Pennsylvania? Richard Law ordered a t-shirt. What t-shirt did you order? Appreciate it, man. Whose cat is that? Believe it or not, those are stray cats, but they're domesticated. So Dave feeds the cats. He works the night shift, and he leaves food outside his door to feed them and give them water. So they're not technically anyone's cats, but Dave is like their owner, I guess. And no, he's not my brother. He's just one of our, oldest employees at this point, and our lead rotator operator and main night guy. Damn, I got Maine in the house too. Coast to coast up in here. Matthew Huber. Yeah, that's Eddie. Eddie that drives the DTU. It looks like a DTU, but like I mentioned before, the truck is permanently affixed, so you cannot remove the tow portion. But it is one of our most unique, clean-looking trucks. We call it the Beast. Josh has a lawyer versus tree guy. That's a good one. That's, I guess, why I am the way I am, and I got that lawyer deep in the back of me. Never completed law school, but it's there. Do you think they will ever make an electric big rig wrecker or rotator? With the way technology is going, I mean, I would say it's inevitable, but who knows whether that's 5 years from now or 15 years from now. Ron Pratt does a lot of rollback videos, kind of boring. I agree. Josh do most of the CHP, know you and Alex by name. I'm not sure if they know us by name, but we are very familiar with a lot of them. As I mentioned, once we show up on scene, they usually just let us take the lead and never bother us. Also mentioned this before, but Hulk 2.0 should be coming within 3 months. How many kids do I got? I don't mind answering. I have two. Karamia, she's 3 years old, and Aries just turned 1 last month. Following you from Vancouver, BC. Another one from Canada. The battery explosion call. That one I wouldn't count as the longest. I thought you meant like continuous from start to finish. The battery one, we came back 2 days in a row. But that was mainly because of politics and whatnot, and they didn't even let us really touch it the second day. As you guys seen, the fire department took over that one. A show I watched called Chicago Fire had an episode, and one of the scenes they went was a car rolled onto a hydrant. It happens quite often. Now, we don't get a lot of them because those generally go to the light duty companies first, and if they can manage to get it out, cool. If not, then it defaults to us. How much do tow operators make? Bro, that's a loaded question. Are you doing repos? Are you doing light duty towing, account towing, owner operator, heavy duty towing, recovery work? I'm sure it can range anywhere from like 50,000 to over 6 figures a year. Yeah, cool roll-up doors. Yeah, see the Jordan. That's one thing I like about the Jordan. My uncle has a couple of them. The roll-up doors. Oftentimes you see Alex and I have to like jump or use a stick because you fold the door down and you can't really press the buttons when the truck's elevated from the outrigger platform. Not unless you're someone like Jim Cady, you know, who the truck can be 5 feet in the air and you can still touch it at chest level. But that's one cool thing I do like about the Jordans. Scariest moment on or off video? Scariest moment. Man, you got me thinking on this one. I'll have to think really good, but there's been a couple times working on the freeways where cars get really, really close. But I would say the scariest moment for me is when I first started out, one of my first rollovers. I had a box truck that was on its side. And I forgot what I was doing, but before it was upright, I was underneath doing something, like securing a chain. And when I got out and went to my truck, something collapsed and like the box fell back on the chassis. So if I was just about 30 seconds slower, I would have been under there and crushed. Josh, how do you utilize the YouTube revenue? Do you keep it all for yourself or equipment upgrades, or does it go into the regular revenue stream from recovery towers, safety awards? That's actually a really good question. So it depends. Almost all of it, I mean, you guys, it's a mess right now, but look at all this equipment I buy. I constantly am one of those, you know, slaves to consumerism guys where every time a new model or something comes out, I have to buy it. Like I just bought, it's not even open yet, but the gimbal for my FX3, the Sony. I'm always trying to do like different angles to test out what works. Talking to you now on the new iPad M4, specifically for its faster processing for like doing video stuff. Same thing with my setup at home. I just showed you guys recently in a breakdown what my home office looks like. So a ton of it goes back into YouTube. 30% of it gets saved because that's what they tax you. You're at 1099, and I pay Alex as well for his videos. So if you go on my channel, Alex has his own playlist where they're his videos that I'm not in at all, and he gets a cut of his share. Why did we pick on Spider, and how long did it take for you and Alex to be surgical on barrel rolls? Oh, no one picks on Spider, man. Everyone loves Spider. That's just his character. He comes, it comes across funny in the videos, but Spider is Spider. And barrel rolls, Alex is a crazy, like, proficient fast learner. So it didn't take long at all for him to learn the tricks that my dad and I do with each other. Hulk is a 2020. It's a Peterbilt 389 2020 with the Miller 50-ton wrecker body. Rotator wrecker body. In your opinion, is Gavin Newsom a good or bad governor? We're getting into politics on this now. I could care less, man. I'm of the nature that most of those people are all cut from the same cloths, just different colors. Charlie Rose, my videos helped you connect you and your father-in-law. Well, that's heartwarming to hear. I get a lot of cool questions, comments like that, and it's pretty cool the reach I have. Doug Ria, why are you ignoring my question? What is your question? Hi, mate. Hello from Dallas. This seems like a pretty obvious one. Chris, how do you decide which side needs outriggers? The side you're lifting on. What's up with Nashville? Nashville, I'm going to be going to Tennessee soon for the toe show. Joe Davis, will you be going? All those kids who complain about learning geometry, they need to watch this channel. I got math from my dad. My dad's a huge math guy, always been a huge numbers guy. A lot of it is mental math. I think that's why Alex and I don't really have to talk. He's also good with math, where we just know what to do. So, you know, if I'm going to be X feet extended at X degrees and we're lifting a container with X pounds, that means I know what slings to use, what shackles to use, all that stuff. So geometry does play a good amount into this stuff. Greetings from Chicago. What's up, Chicago? The craziest wreck I've been to. A ton. Let's just go back with January. We did one where a container rolled over after being hit, landed on a pickup truck on the cab, and both occupants of the cab were pulled out, pretty much unscratched. I do a lot of car fishing jobs. I never post fatals, by the way, or serious injuries, but we do a lot of cars where the cars are just destroyed. I just did one a week ago where I'm going to post probably next week in Infinity. Tore up, crazy, and one of the passengers was a pregnant girl, a guy and his pregnant girlfriend, and they both hiked up 300 feet after getting out of those wrecks. Those are always crazy to see. Yeah, Dave's the cat whisperer. That's actually, we call him Cat Lady. Ron Pratt is great, but an a-hole to his employees. I can't say I have enough time to watch all those videos to determine that. If I'm not forgetting right, I mean, if I'm remembering right, isn't he just, it's just like himself and his son or something? And like a couple of people? Do you get a lineup when you get a haircut? Yes. Oh God, that graveyard alert. So someone mentioned earlier that there was a call going on 9 hours now for a trailer on the Grapevine area, and that if we got the car, it would have been done by now. They just extended the SIG for 2 more hours, which means that they're still going to be working it, and that's how much they told CHP they need more time. That company's called Velocity. They're not fans of Pepes, but look what happens. Do I know where Trent from Plaza Toe is? I know Trent. I've worked jobs with the Plaza before. Do I know where he physically is now? No. Probably at work. I'm guessing you're asking because his YouTube's been inactive for a while. It could just be because of family. This stuff's taxing. I'm one of those guys where I just work nonstop, even when I'm at home with the kids. They like being in Dada's office. But this stuff is very, very taxing to pump out regular content. So maybe he's taking a break, but I can't speculate. I hope you do weekly Q&A show. That's the plan. This is the start of it to gauge it, to see how it's going to go, how many fans I can get on here, what the participation is like. But I would like to do something, not a podcast per se, but something like every week consistent. I have zero time, as much as I would like to do, answer you guys in comments. But on something like this, I can bring in Alex, my dad, Dave, other tours you guys would like to see. I can do walkarounds, answer all the questions you guys might have. On a lot of videos, there's like 50 of the same question each time. I can go to other yards, other tow companies. So it's an idea, just time's always, against me. You ever wants to show wrecked? I do not. Greetings from Tokyo. Tokyo! Alex was just there. Do you pay Alex extra for YouTube content? Yes, I just mentioned that. When Alex does his own videos, like his own jobs, and he's got his own playlist right now if you guys want to give it a watch and increase it, but he gets his share from that. My favorite video is an excavator down the hill. That one made me subscribe. Bro, that job was beautiful. I love that job. In fact, I have that framed in here somewhere. It's not hanging up on the wall yet, but that was an awesome job. How have the tariffs, if any, have affected the tow industry and the company? I don't think those politics have really got to us yet. We already own all our tow trucks. And on top of that, the Miller factory is in Tennessee. It's domestic. We don't really buy anything like all the oil or diesel. It's all here. That could change though. I mean, I could see our equipment, like our synthetic stuff and chains, but nothing crazy yet. There was one video where you had to wait for a guy to pay for a long time and there was a language barrier. Yeah, that's the big alternator that fell off the freeway. I remember that job. Alex did it. So on that, I guess I could address it now for you guys that don't know. When we get a call from the California Highway Patrol, they call us out. We do the job, but the owners always pay. Whoever's there on scene. If not them, then they pass the phone to their boss. But either way, they're responsible, right? When people say, "Why don't you get payment up front?" You can't. Let's say it's 6 o'clock right now, and I show up to the job, and by then it's 6:30. You can't. How do you know whether you're going to be done in 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour? The job stops. You charge from when it's done. It's called portal to portal, time in, time out. So you can't have a price. So let's say you tell the guy a price, right? And then something happens where like something breaks or the trailer rips on you and now you need another truck and you're there longer. Well, whatever. He changes the tow destination, the price goes up. You can't lock yourself into a price. It just doesn't work that way. And yeah, of course, Hulk will be 2.0 is going to be a Peterbilt. They all are. Why are you worried about politics, Stinker? I'm guessing that's the guy that asked that question. You are legends. Not yet, but I'm aiming for that one day. Do you guys do your own maintenance on the tow trucks? Yes, of course. Alex does a lot of the maintenance. We have yard guys. MacGyver's a big one that does a lot of the mechanical and fixing stuff. He's great when it comes to stuff like welding. Hey Josh, can a 25-ton or a 35-ton stick handle the tractor on a floating snatch block method? Oh yeah. In a lot of these videos, it's going to be like Joe's truck, which is a 50-ton, but the other small white trucks, the 3 axles, those are all 35 tons. You don't really need that big of a truck. A 25-ton is perfect because you're just floating the front of it. And it's the container, the trailer attached that gets pulled over by the rotators attached to the kingpin of the tractor, which makes that float. But yes. Am I going to shave my head soon? Not unless I lose a bet. No. Record when you go to Nashville? I'm going to. So I don't know if this is a secret, but I'm going to get some kind of award at the Tennessee Tow Show coming up this year at the Tow Museum. They're going to be recognizing me and my contributions to the towing industry, yada, yada, yada. Thank you. But I do plan on recording that whole event. How old is Big Flipper? Big Flipper is 1 year older than Hulk, and Hulk's a 2020, so Big Flipper is a 2019 model. California emissions laws are awful. Change the record. We know. How do you feel about people with no clue telling you how to do your job? All the time. You got to take it with stride. In this industry, like in my profession, a lot of the jobs I go to, the people on the worst day of their lives. If not, top 5 worst day. You just flipped, you got in a car accident, you're struggling behind bills and now this happens and you got to pay. So you kind of have to sympathize right off the bat that you're not going to get people on the best day. You do get a lot of lippy people though, but like I said, it's just something that comes with the territory. You can't mouth off of every bad customer or we wouldn't have the reputation we have. Have you ever had a job at an airport? Do you even watch my channel? Well, this is a good question by Back Addict. Sometimes you guys say you can feel the weight when using the remotes. Can you explain how that feels? Like harder feedback in the controls? Really good question. It's an intuition thing, and let me try to explain as best as I can without sounding weird. It's not like a PlayStation control where you have force feedback, right? You just do so many rollovers, you know what to expect. Like if I were to upright an empty container and I go in with my lines, I know exactly when it's going to come up. When something's super heavy, if I start going in with my lines, you can kind of hear the tension on the lines. You can feel the truck, if that makes sense. And a longer amount of time is going to pass by between the container starts going up. So the cables are going to start getting a ton of tension. The boom almost starts to go down and deflect a little bit before you even break any tension on the container. That's how I know it's heavy, by feel. Hey from New Zealand. What's up, New Zealand? I'm hungry. May I suggest some melons? I don't know if I'm tripping or the comments you're doing a lot of the duplicate comments. Josh, when is that 345 bench press coming? Not for me, but Alex. I'm gonna screenshot this to him and send him. Post the video of Joe's truck. Okay, I will. I read Miller are laying off staff and cutting back production. I don't work at Miller, I wouldn't know, but I wouldn't doubt it. I know a ton of industries are getting hit hard, unfortunately, and they're a great company, so I'm hoping not. When will the video of Alex come out of him in Rancho or Ontario off Haven Overpass with CHP? What video was this? I'm not familiar. If it's been already a few months, chances are there's no video recorded, or for whatever reason you couldn't record. Do you always record every call? No. I wish I could. I have a lot of accounts. Like if you guys remember, I used to post a lot of mixer rollovers and now I don't. I just did that recent one a month ago because it was a private. But we have a lot of mixer accounts and they used to love our videos. Till someone in corporate saw something and said something and said, I don't want this company on their YouTube no more. So there's accounts like that they have strict no filming policies. And of course, I have my legal right to film whatever I want in public, but we often go to their yards, and it's a respect thing. You know, I don't want to lose a valuable account because I want to get a few bucks on the YouTube video. So we don't always record every call. I don't record fatals ever, and I don't record serious injuries. So like if someone was airlifted or something. $2 a.m. in London. Cheers, mate. Am I gonna make a video on that kick-ass pickup truck that was on one of my videos? Are you talking about Joe's truck? In that case, probably not, since he probably has that at his house. When CHP does inspections, make a video of that. Come on now, really? An open house at the boil yard. People are free to come whenever they want. Like I said, I get visitors all the time from all over the world that want to come and just take pictures in front of the trucks like it's Disneyland. An open house sounds like a pretty cool idea. Maybe I could work it into some charity thing. How do you charge per job? Good question. It depends again on a number of factors. Who called us? If you call me right now, that's called a private call customer. We negotiate a price beforehand. Like, all right, what do you have? Where at? Okay, maybe send me a picture. Okay, based on this, you're looking at between this and this. If it's a police call, those are all contracted rates. It's X amount per hour from the time I leave the shop till the time I'm back, depending on how much equipment's used. Stay humble, bro. I'm sure y'all a multi-million-dollar family business. Am I not acting humble? Are you worried about a huge earthquake? Not really. I mean, it's out of sight, out of mind. People like to exaggerate that. That's why I don't live in California, because of an earthquake. But when's the last time we ever had an earthquake that bad? It was like, what, the Northridge ones when I was a baby? Meanwhile, everywhere else gets regular hurricanes, tornadoes, and whatnot. But living in a first world country, infrastructure is usually built to code for that. Now, granted, you can get a freak earthquake that wipes everything out, but I mean, how can you really prepare for that? What is the worst injury myself or anyone in the crew has received on the job? Well, let's start with one of mine. I think my worst one. One time, I was an idiot. That doesn't narrow it down. But I was with, I think, Joe. You know, Coffee Joe on a call. And I was on top of a trailer. A flatbed trailer, mind you. So only about 4 feet off the ground. And I don't know what I was doing, but I was securing a load. And as I walked backwards, I missed my step. I fell off the trailer. Granted, only 4 feet. We were on the freeway, and I landed at such a weird angle that I sprained my arm. And I was so scared of being shredded by my dad that I hid it from him. So imagine me with the sling in a sweater or long sleeve for like 2 weeks, hiding it from him. Tree guy video always cracks me up. How do you think I feel, man? That's why I include him on every tree job. One job had a truck with huge steel pipes turned over, and y'all flipped it up with the load still attached. Was kind of sketchy. That mentality is, I think, what separates tow truck drivers from great tow truck drivers, and recovery operators from great recovery operators. This job, there's no way to eliminate sketchy. You're gonna get jobs, and it's either like you walk away, or you get it done. I'm a huge fan of operating things as they are. If I don't have to offload, if I don't have to split it, if I don't have to disattach something, I won't. If it's the one I'm thinking of, that's the one that Omar from Titan Tow gave me that job. So because of that, that was mainly his quarterbacking. You know, I just lended the assistance. But if you think of the flip side, what's the alternative? You would cut the straps, let the pipes, you know, all 12 of them or whatever, roll down into the street poles, which would knock them over. Now you have a huge mess, and then now you got to pick them back up individually. So I think not. I would have kept it the same way. The heaviest cargo that I ever lifted, well, we just posted that job as an excavator weighing about 150 something thousand pounds that Alex and I lifted between ourselves. The tree is federally protected. You know, I posted in the one I just did with Ricardo, but Alex ran into that guy at the Dodger Stadium, the tree guy, and he is well aware of my videos. Oh, guy. He got under my skin that day, but now I laugh. I mean, I get it, you know. For those just turning in, this question keeps getting asked, but I'll answer again. Hulk 2.0 should be arriving within a few months. What is the steepest and longest slope you've had to descend to recover a vehicle? The steepest slope? Oh man, some are straight vertical. We do a lot of them off Tahunga and Angeles Forest Highway. They're not meant to hike. They're not paths by any means, right? So a lot of these are just a guardrail on a straight drop. On jobs like that, we've used our truck, you know, to assist us in rappelling down, but those are really, really, really difficult, especially like in the middle of the summer when it's over 100 degrees. Who is the worst government agency or department to work with? You know, they're all pretty cool to us. I can't say there's any one worse than the other. Hey, would you ever help out another tow company in another state? Like with your contact with Bailey's Tow Straps. Would I help? So like if another tow company in a different state called me for assistance, well, California is the size of like 12 regular states. I don't even think that would make sense economically to travel out of state to assist someone else. I'm sure there's plenty of competent local people they could use. Have you seen towing on the East Coast? I follow some pages from there, but I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by if I've seen it. Like physically? No. Alex has such patience with those lippy and rude people, especially the man who wanted his rocks moved. I'm going to tell you a little secret about Alex's patience. Video editing is magical. Hi from Sacktown. What up, Sacktown? How often does Peppers get stiffed on the bill? Oof, man, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. So we did one, if you guys remember, where there was a JB Hunt container pulled over to the side a year ago, and another tractor trailer hit it, shaved off the cab. My dad was on that call with Alex. I wasn't present. It was some Indian company. They sent us with the bill. Their insurance was invalid. They completely dissolved their corporation, so you can't even track them down. So it does happen, and it's the worst. What's up, Melissa? How are the kids? Hey, Josh, I was wondering, what do you want to be able to have the ability when CHPs calls you for a rollover to run lights or sirens? That sounds cool, but I wouldn't want that in this industry because so many people would abuse it. I see idiots all the time in regular flatbeds with the car on their bed. They drive with their lights on, their beacons. Why do you do that? Tow truck drivers drive with their beacons on. It just makes no sense to me. The only reason you would do that is like a recovery tow where you're sticking out into lanes, or, you know, there's situations for that. But I think it would be more abused here than it would be deemed good. Though I would love that. How often do you wish more people knew about the industry? It's a tough job, man. This blue collar job is very physically demanding. It's very time consuming. It's a dying breed, I want to say, and that's coming from a 36-year-old. The rates are on the CHP website. That's true. Same with the OPG. All my rates are public information. Watching from the Philippines. Oh wow, the Philippines. What's up from over there? Is Ricardo getting his own rotator? No, he's not. So all the other guys you see besides Alex are just they're bread and butter guys. They tow in day out, and when we need someone else or when Alex are unavailable, they can jump in it. But to get your own dedicated rotator wouldn't make too much sense. Not unless our recovery volume jumps up significantly where it warrants that. How do I deal with the emotional impacts of serious, unfilmed accidents? You carry so much responsibility and I respect your work so much. That's a great question, VX. I can't say it's out of sight, out of mind, and I can't speak for the industry. I have yet to see a child or infant death, and I'm sure the time is coming, but I've seen a lot of fatalities. I've seen tractor fires where I show up on scene and they're still pulling the bodies out because they're so fused to the inside of the cab that when they pull them out, they're stuck in this position, like you're sitting down, because they're fused with the seat. I've seen heads split open. I've seen motorcycle accidents. You see a lot of horrible things. And it's a weird feeling you just can't describe. Obviously sad and cautious because it makes you think how fragile life is. Like, damn, this guy was probably just finishing a shift, coming home to his kids. You know, it's almost Christmas. It makes you think and reflect on life, and it's a horrible sight. You never want to see a fatality. I tuned in late. I noticed we haven't seen Chucky for a while. Chucky's seasonal. He will be coming back up. But Chucky has been replaced with, what do you call it, the Labubu? Those weird-looking gizmo things. You'll probably see it on a video soon. Alex has it up there now. Ever considered headset for your phone so you can be hands-free on a call? Well, we have headsets. I mean, we have AirPods all the time, yeah. I met Omar from Tide and Toe at a Touch and Truck event. That guy is super nice and awesome. He is. Just don't ever lend him any money if you want it back. Is the tree guy actually with the Fed? Oh, I doubt it, man. That guy was just blowing smoke. I called him out on it throughout the whole video. It's probably why he hates me, but I don't think he's actually federal. How was your dad doing? I just showed him right now. If you guys want to I don't know if you can rewind this live or if you can after the fact, but dad's doing great. I caught him in the middle of lunch. Have you ever done a job involving a set of FedEx doubles? All the time. I've done at least 5 of them. When Hulk 2.0 joins the family, why don't you move Castro up to Hulk 1.0? Greetings from Switzerland. Greetings to you, but no. The reason is that while Hulk is a great rotator and a recovery truck, it sucks for towing. It's too long. It's too heavy. You know, with the pusher versus tag axle. Everyone else that does towing, like if Castro's truck is you did 83, it's nimble and light. It's a 35 ton. These tow trucks have to get in and out of alleys, you know, while in tow. Hulk's just not practical for that. Bill Smith, thank you for the compliment. Adam. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, absolutely. I get emails and comments and phone calls all the time from people from all over the world saying, I love your videos, I learned so much. What are those headsets you use? What are those slings you use? What are those shackles? And I hook them up with Baileys all the time. All the time. That's why I have my own a Hulk kit on the Baileys website from all the recommendations. Do I know any tow companies from the Central Valley? Personally, not really. Have you ever pulled a vehicle out of a pool? Many times. Many times. You'd figure that sounds funny to say, but no, that happens. That happens quite often. How much does a new rotator cost? Oh my god, now a 50 ton, you're looking at no less than 900,000 US. In what situations do I use my lift axles? Never. So for Alex, for example, he's got the the tag axle on the back. That goes up and it shortens your wheelbase, which makes it easy to turn. So for him, it's easier to get to those narrow spots on the windy roads and alleys and stuff for lifting. For a regular wrecker like mine, you would put it down and it gives you, I mean, it's negligible, but when you're towing really heavy, it helps out. I personally don't do a lot of towing. I'm strictly recovery, so I do not use it much. I just started towing at 48 years old after retiring from tow truck driving. All the owner said to me was, hey, someone my age, when do you want to start? Would you wrap Hope 2.0? No. I'm keeping that under wraps. Get it? For now, until it comes out, because it's a surprise. How often do you come across federally protected trees? Every day, it seems now. But I've been at this for almost an hour. I'm probably going to get shredded because I need to get back to work. So if you guys enjoyed this, I hope I did well. I can do this weekly, a lot more organized, a lot better, system and sound and everything like that. But appreciate you guys for watching and stay tuned for my weekly uploads. Peace.